Hey, what's up, y'all?
Hello.
What's up, BMWK fam?
We are happy to be here as usual.
Yes, indeed.
This is my fabulous, amazing, debonair, all that.
You always be using the same words.
I'm going to show my age and a bag of chips.
And a bag of chips? I'm a little bit sweaty.
You are.
I'm sorry. I just got finished working out. This right here is my amazing and incredible, beautiful, gorgeous wife that I'm so thankful for, Aiyana Ma'at.
Thank you.
Yes, indeed.
Thank you.
Hey, y'all, we thank y'all. Thank y'all for joining us here on BMWK. We want to thank Ronnie and Lamar Tyler for giving us the opportunity to share with you information as it pertains to relationships, elevating your relationship and taking your relationship to the next level. Hey, tonight's topic, y'all, is going to be something that's going to be really good, really juicy and spicy. We're talking about beef, y'all.
Juicy and spicy.
Yeah.
We found out you're trying to hype the drama.
A1 sauce on it. A1 sauce.
No.
Hot sauce. No.
Bring it down.
Bring it down. Okay.
Yeah. But really, real talk. We want you to share this video. Please like it. Please comment. We're paying attention, and we will come back and make sure that we communicate with you. But this is important, y'all, because there are a lot of messed up belief systems. There are a lot of people who have beliefs that they don't even recognize they have. You don't even recognize that it's operating in your atmosphere, and those beliefs lead to conflict, beef, issues, drama, disconnect. And I would dare say that perhaps some of you who are home a little bit more may be experiencing some of that a little bit more than you might ordinarily. So we want to talk to you this evening for just a moment about 5 very common, but you don't need to be caught slipping, and you need to pay attention, very common relationship beliefs that cause relationship beef, and you need to be able to get ahead of it and pay attention to it if it's something that you all experience in your household. So
let's start this thing off by asking this question. Is anybody on this live stream right here experiencing, you got beef with me because I'm sweating?
No.
Hey, I'm sorry. I just got finished working out, so I'm sweating a little bit. So
let me just pause for a second. We introduced ourselves, and I introduced this as my husband. I am Aiyana. This is Ayize. We are licensed therapists, and we're also relationship coaches. We are the founders of BlackandMarriedWithKids.com, and we also do this work not just because we're called to do it, but because we feel that it's a part of our calling. We're the parents of 5 beautiful children, and we do this because we know that it's a part of what we are supposed to be doing. So our training, along with our experiences in real life, coaching couples and also working with one another, helps us to get through day by day. Because don't we know it's a process to be in a relationship? So okay, now I just wanted to make sure everybody was clear, because I don't think we did that.
Yes, I appreciate you doing that. But yeah, I just wanted to lift up and ask this question. Is anybody on here right now experiencing some beef in their relationship? Let me see some likes, some hearts, or something like that. If you're currently experiencing,
you just want them to put it out there like that.
Yeah, I mean, their partner might not be on. If you're experiencing some beef in your relationship right now, can I get some type of like or something, some type of emoji or something to show that you can like resonate with this particular topic? You must be able to, since you're on here. There's certain beliefs that are attached to those beefs, and so we're going to attack those this evening. So nobody's responding in reference to experiencing beef.
But here's the thing I want to do. I want to normalize conflict. And I think for those who have been married for some time, you probably recognize that conflict is a normal, and not just normal, but necessary part of a relationship. There is no good, worthwhile relationship that doesn't have conflict, because if there's no conflict, right, and there's no friction, then there's no ability for you all to sharpen one another. There's no ability for you all to be able to help each other to grow into everything that you're supposed to grow into. Not at all, right? So conflict is normal. And in fact, when folks say, we just don't have any issues like that, we just don't really get, just have any disagreements or whatever, I'm like, that's interesting, right? That says more than you realize. So here are 5 beliefs that lead to relationship beef.
Yeah, so the first one, y'all, is that love is all we need. I'm curious to know, could y'all hear us a moment ago? I think I may have had my headset attached to my phone, which may have been the reason why they weren't responding. I mean, that's a possibility. I don't know, but my bad if that was the case.
We can't see it on here, man.
Yeah, we can't see it. But so number 1, y'all.
You mean to tell me you've been silent all this time? Somebody make a comment, let us know.
It's a possibility.
Have we been silent all this time? Man.
We about to have beef up in here, y'all. We about to have beef. My bad.
All right, go ahead.
My bad. So number 1, love.
Well, so just in case, because we don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. But if you were just joining us, or if we have been, silent and you couldn't hear us, we are here today talking to you about 5 beliefs that will cause relationship beef. 5 beliefs that cause relationship beef. And we want you to get clear about the fact that conflict is normal. It is, helpful. It is healthy. It is not something to be feared, but it is something to be expected and to be respected. Expected and respected. And so tonight we want to talk to you about 5 common beliefs that lead to relationship beef, so you can catch yourself and be like, oh snap, that might be me. And you can pay attention to how to be proactive in preventing some of these things or recognizing them for what they are. Okay, thank you, Dora. Dora said, just join and I can hear you. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, we really appreciate that. So number one, y'all. Number one is this. Love is all you need. How many of y'all have heard that sentiment before, that love is all you need? Or you walk around thinking that if you got love, that's all you need. That's all you need to make the relationship work. Now, this is a common belief when it comes to being in a relationship, but oftentimes if you take that approach, then there's something that's also attached to it. Ain't no work. You believe that if you just love each other, we just fill up on each other, we just connect in and have that intimacy, then there's no work that's needed. And so the reality is that when it comes to being in a relationship, love ain't all that you need, y'all. And so if you're the person who's in a relationship thinking that because my heart is in the right place, because my inclinations are in the right place, because my beliefs and ideas are in the right place, and because my heart is there and my heart is with you, that everything should be all good. No, that is a belief that leads to relationship beef. Because you can have the best intentions, you can have your heart in the right place, and the reality is that you're not stepping the right way.
Yeah.
You stepping all wrong. So just because you think right don't mean you stepping right. You could be thinking right and stepping wrong in your relationship. And so in order to shift things, you got to do some things different. And so when it comes to your beliefs, you want to adjust that and think that and know that you need more than just that belief that I love my boo, I love my man, I love my woman. We all bundled up. We hashtag relationship goals. No. You need more than that. You need some work attached to that in order to make your relationship work.
Yes, that was good. All right, I love that. Love is it's good, but that's not enough, right? All right, number 2, if you're just joining us, we're talking about 5 relationship beliefs that can lead to relationship beef, okay? And the second one is that we must resolve every single conflict. Let me say that again. We must resolve every conflict. And I have to say that I would dare say that I'm scared y'all this don't fall off, y'all. Help me out if I'm looking like it's about to come on.
My wife worried about her, what you call it, her scarf. I'm over here sweating because I just finished working out.
Yeah, I'm
so
like, you keep your arm over there because she's really wet. So look, can we resolve every conflict? Every conflict is not resolvable. In fact, there are perpetual problems and there are solvable problems. There are ones that can be solved. There are those that just come out of personality, come out of preference, come out of upbringing, temperaments, the differences that we have as individuals and as human beings. And the research shows, y'all, that about 70% of the conflict that married couples experience will not be resolved, because a lot of that is perpetual conflict that does come out of different temperaments and styles and perspectives and viewpoints and upbringings and so forth. And we should expect that. And over time, we should become a little flexible to be influenced by our partner and to grow and to do things a little bit differently. But we should expect that that's a part of the process of being in a relationship with another person. So the reality is that if 77% of the conflict is not really solvable, then that means that only about 23% is actually solvable. It's the stuff that you really got to focus in on. We do have to be clear about our spiritual values and how we focus on the world, and we got to be clear about our finances and how we organize those things, and we got to be really clear about how we're going to communicate with one another and what's negotiable and what's non-negotiable, right? Like, those things are very, very important areas that you have to be clear about, and you have to get some resolution on that. But a lot of the other stuff, it ain't solvable. And so I would just jump out there and say, if I look back over my life and look at some of the stuff that me and my husband would get into, and he'd be like over it, like, he even forgot about it, seemed like he fine, he humming and whistling down the hallway, going to make a sandwich, and I'm like, I'm mad. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need to be clear on some things, and he ain't even acknowledging that it's an issue, and he seemed like he's not even thinking about it, and that thing would piss me off. Now, I have grown and I have matured in some ways, and to be real, even though I have, there are some times where I still feel like that. But I'm clear now today that those things are not the important things, and so stop trying to resolve everything, stop hanging on to everything, and stop being petty. Dun, 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 dun. If that's you, just say ouch. But take the lesson and apply it, because you can avoid a lot of beef if you stop holding on.
Yeah,
right?
we got a lot of petty Pams out there.
Why you gonna say Patty Pam?
Patty Peters.
You said that like you was waiting to say that.
Yeah, I will.
Patty Pam. All right, you just joining us. We are talking about relationship beliefs that lead to beef, relationship beef. So here we are.
Know what beef
number
is?
3.
You know, we should ask that question initially. Like, do y'all
We're
know what
talking
beef
to Black
is?
and Married with Kids, folks. We ain't talking.
I mean, we can't make assumptions though. If you know what beef is, let me know what beef is. Drop a comment saying what beef is.
I'm curious as to how y'all gonna answer this. Like y'all don't know what beef. Y'all don't know what beef.
Let us know what beef is. I'm curious to know whether or not we can get any responses in reference to it. All right, if you don't know what beef is, then just listen in and tune in. We can give you some more hints as we go through this live stream. All right, so number 3, y'all. When it comes to this particular area right here, a lot of times people have erroneous beliefs about how to address this and deal with this. So some people, this is a common relationship belief that leads to beef, that I should only be having sex when I feel like it.
Ooh, 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 ooh. He did. I didn't know you was going down that thing. That's not on the list. I'm looking at the list right now. You just pulled that out your back pocket.
Yeah, I did. That I should only be having sex when I feel like it. Now, the reason why I said that that's a common belief is because just like you said,
that's true.
I pulled out that particular statement from my back pocket. Sometimes y'all use sex as a bargaining chip.
Who's y'all?
Both women and men.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes y'all, when y'all are in a relationship, you use sex as a bargaining chip, and you think that you got to be in a right state of mind, that you got to be in that right emotional space in order to engage your partner intimately. And so there's a belief, there's an understanding, there's an idea from your perspective that in order for us to connect on that intimate level, we got to connect up here, and we got to connect in here first, and we got to be congruent on all levels. And so that's a common relationship misbelief, because it does not always have to happen that way. Sometimes in order to experience and achieve healing in a relationship, you can go about it the back way. You can go about it through a circuitous route, and sometimes that intimacy and that connection is what leads to the healing and leads to the understanding. And so you're thinking that you got to understand before you exchange or before you experience the intimacy, but no, sometimes you can experience the intimacy, which then will lead to an enhanced understanding of whatever issues might be present. Yes, the physical intimacy. Yeah, and so again, you ain't got to necessarily resolve all issues, and everything ain't got to be perfect in order for you to engage in sex. No, it don't work like that. Sometimes you got to do it even when you don't feel like doing it. Yeah, so you got to work through that.
I know some folks over there got their face like that.
And that's just have you done it sometimes?
I'm supposed to do it when I don't feel it.
Have you done it sometimes when you don't feel it?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. And I have learned that even in the midst of that, when I am not necessarily there, right, that my willingness, my commitment to being open to my husband and to growing that petty part of me. I mean, I should be real, because if I'm feeling some type of way, I'm not feeling you, right? Yes, using the power of prayer, right? Using the power of maturity, using the power of paying attention how I can serve my relationship and serve my husband. See, when I think about my relationship and my marriage, above and beyond my own individual agenda and my husband's agenda, guess what? Things go to a whole nother level, right? And so when I do that, I'm always blessed. And I get something that I did not realize I needed in the end. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about in more ways than one. So it is definitely an erroneous belief that you got to feel it in order to do it. All right, if you're just joining us, we're talking about we're on number 3 of 5 beliefs, erroneous beliefs that will lead to relationship beef. Yes.
Why didn't you ask me the question, have I ever done it when I ain't feel like doing it?
Because you always want to do it. So, well, I don't even know where that question applies. I don't know if anybody feels me there, but I don't even know where that applies. All right, let's move on to number 4. Again, this one is really important. And I think a lot of folks can hold on to this, particularly when things get difficult and you have determined in your mind that your spouse, your partner is just full of stuff. Right, they're just full of issues, or they're just so special, and what have you. Particularly for those who feel like you have a high maintenance partner, and so this belief that the ideal spouse is low maintenance is an erroneous belief that can lead to relationship beef, because we all in our minds in some way or another have this idea of what an idealized spouse would be like, what they would be like in terms of how easily they are ready for us when we're ready for them sexually, how easily they are willing to, really kind of defer to us and follow our leadership, or take care of us, and, tell us their thoughts and feelings, and connect emotionally, and not just be so quiet and don't have nothing to say. And, there's all these kinds of things things that we can look at. You know, they don't spend time with me the way I want that time. You know, they don't connect with me. And there's all these ways that we idealize people and personalities. But the reality is that all of us come with our stuff, and all of us have our strengths. And guess what? All of that, I've heard some folks say to me in session before, you know, I'm a talker. I just wish you would be a little bit more like me and talk like me. You don't want you. You don't want you. Trust me. You don't want your match in terms of looking like you and acting like you. They would agitate the mess out of you. You ever been around somebody who's kind of similar in personality and they irritate you, and somebody says it's because they like you? It's because they bossy like you, or they're this like you, right? Yeah. And so you have to recognize the strengths that your partner has. You have to pay attention to the beauty that your partner brings to you, and even the ways they agitate you. The things that agitate you about your partner are the very things in yourself that you need to develop. And so we have to understand that it is okay. It is okay to bond with your partner and accept them as they are. And that when you commit to marriage, you are committing to the whole person. You're committing to them where they are thriving and striving and where they are struggling and, you know, right? And there are parameters around that. There are some boundaries around that. There are some things that are not okay. But we are just talking about the general commitment that you have to be there with your partner and to accept them fully. When we can accept each other fully and stop all that judgmental, passive-aggressive foolishness, my, we make room for each other in ways that we ordinarily don't find in any other relationship. So that's important. That's very important. All right, that was number 4. We knocking them out the park. This thing right here is good. I'm gonna have to, for better or worse, Tanique. Yes, for better or worse. That's what it's about. That's what it's about.
Yeah, and so I mean that's actually you know, so true in the sense that, you know, when it comes to even our experience in our relationship, like what my wife didn't share. She did say that we married, of course. And we got 5 children. We've been together for 24 years, y'all. We've been together for 24 years and married for 17, going on 18. And so we definitely understand just the challenges of dealing with different personalities and raising children and just the struggles that accompany that. And it's not easy. No, Real talk is really not easy. And so, you know, it's important that you make room for your own unfolding. It's important that you make room for your own perspective, but it's also equally important that you make room for your partner's unfolding and development too. Y'all, we don't give our partner grace. We don't give our partner the room to grow. And so when you have that sense of understanding,